Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Oh, let me try that again. Happy Monday, right? All right. So, super cool. A lot of good stuff. Let's see if we could go through some of it. So, actually, one of the points I'd like to. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat today. One of the points I would like to touch on is RHINOHUB. So I am getting feedback that RHINOHUB is equally impressive as it is confusing, and um, and that's okay, right? Like that's not the way it's supposed to be, nor it's going to be, but that's the way it's the way it's supposed to be at the moment. And what I mean by that is we have to build it first, right? So it's like if you remember when you were in school as a child and you made those cardboard cars, right? And you would drive them around, right? A big cardboard like a box. You would cut the ends out and you would color the box and you'd go in it and you would drive around, but you weren't really driving. You were running on your feet. The car didn't really have an engine. It was a cardboard box. But the cardboard box looked pretty good, right? Like you painted it red with fire red on blue and flames here and whatever. And that's the opposite of what we're doing. What I mean by that is there's two components to a car. There is the outside and then there's the inside. The outside can look as great as you'd like. Good morning, Frida. It could look really fantastic. But if you don't have an inside, well, then it's just a hunk of metal. Conversely, you could have it inside the most amazing engine ever, but if the car doesn't have a wheel, well, then you just got an amazing engine ever. You do need both. The process is, well, you can't do both simultaneously. Like you cannot build an engine while also building the wheels and the mirrors and the chassis because you don't know how big the engine's going to be. How can you ever think to build the chassis of a car when you don't know how big the components inside the car are going to be, where they're going to be located, blah, blah, blah. So if you had to pick which one, greetings, Deborah, you'd pick, well, let's make sure that the thing works. Like you could have the most beautiful car in the world. If it doesn't work, then it's good for pictures. So the onus is let's build the engine. Let's build everything inside it. Now, of course, as you're building the engine and as you're building everything inside it, thank you, Brian. As you build the engine, as you build everything inside it, the individuals that are watching you build are walking past the car like the thing is disgusting, like it's ugly. What am I supposed to do with this? Yeah, you have a whole bunch of buttons over here, but how do you press them? How do you do this? Good morning, Em. And that's okay, right? Because in the real world, nobody would be building a car in front of you. They would just build it and then give it to you. In which case they would charge you for the total price of the finished car. In RHINO world, we're building it transparently in front of everyone for a couple of reasons. One, we're all doing it together, so your feedback, your advice gets implemented in the process. Two, we always just wanted to do it together. Therefore, the pricing that is represented today goes to favor those that are part of something from the beginning, not favoring those with the biggest bank accounts, but favoring those that had the passion to participate. And thirdly, and isn't it funny when you list things, you always need a third thing? Like, I don't think I even have a third thing in my head, but I'm sure we could find one. And thirdly, yeah, I don't have one. The point being that we know that RHINOHUB is confusing. In fact, when I take a look at the videos, because we're recording them every day, and we actually have, I think, 130 people in RHINOHUB, something like that, which means there's that many people getting the emails every single day. Getting opens emails. Yeah, same, same, Frida. So it means people are getting the emails every day. They're getting the, okay, day 11, now watch the curriculum. So when I go on my analytics to see how much of that video is being watched, I've never seen lower analytics. Like I'm talking about there's 30 people that watch an average of 15 seconds. That is so bad. It's like really bad. Like you could not do worse than that. I guess you could do 14 times worse, right? Like the seconds underneath it. But that's really bad. And again, why do I shout that from the rooftop? It's so bad. It's like, Anthony, you're running a company. You don't want everyone, especially the investors, to know how bad things are. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? It would only be bad if this was like the final result, like, oh my God, our final product was terrible. What are we gonna do? In which case I would still share it, right? Because we've done that 1,000 times. But it's bad because it's supposed to be bad. The videos, what are they? The videos are like as raw as it gets. In fact, if you've ever watched a video, you probably wouldn't want to watch more than 15 seconds of it. The videos are me sitting here reading flashcards to you, the flashcard, the answer, the flashcard, the answer. Let's take a test, the test, the test, the test, and me talking about it. In fact, there's not even music in the background. It's literally this. And question one is, why did the chicken cross the road? Answer, because he was clucking silly, right? Like, I don't know. That's what it is. So my wife was asking me, Anthony, like, is anyone watching the videos? I go, no. And it's funny because she still gets caught on the shock value of my answers. Because most people would answer that question like, oh, we still have some room for improvement and blah. I'm like, no, no one's watching it. She's like, well, what are you going to do? And I said to her, I go, well, they're raw. What we need to do is once we go ahead and complete the first iteration of the curriculum, like the first 21 days, Anthony's then going to spend a couple of days editing all the videos, which means I could put the music in the background. I could cut out the points where there's maybe no talk. I could shorten the videos. I could add like a somewhere along the lines. I could cut them up into hour longs. Because my wife's like, you're going to edit it into 3 hours? I go, yeah. She goes, who's going to watch 3 hours? And I explained it, and she goes, no, but I still don't think people would watch 3 hours. I was like, you know what? You're right. We should do it in hour intervals. And then she was saying to me, well, have you ever used Udemy, which is like a curriculum website, like an app? And I said, yeah, I love it. She goes, well, I actually, I participate in a lot of curriculums there. It's just really easy. I go ahead and I purchase it. And of course, you're going to do everything for free. She goes, can you please do $1? No. So you go on it and you could follow along, and it has the progress bar and it has the test. And I was like, wow, it's a really good idea. Now, of course, we could do all that with Kartra. Like, I can do the progress bar, I can do all of that. But what I can't do with Kartra is I can't make an app. What I can't do with Kartra is the other stuff Udemy could do. Because if we're going, like, all right, so when we do the ads to get the individuals that are going to participate in the program, the people that participate in the program are going to share certain characteristics. Hence, they're all doing the same program, right? In doing so, when they all go to Udemy or any type of those platforms, Udemy is going to recognize all these individuals share similar characteristics. In which case, Udemy has an ad platform that we can then go ahead and tell Udemy, hey, listen, we want you to go find us others that share this similar characteristic and recommend our platform to them. And in which case our platform's free. So it stands fair to reason that if we're able to go ahead and find others that are just like the ones we have already on an education website, already on an education app, that are actually used to paying for things, that's a really good place to be. So the point of the story is, when we're talking about RHINOHUB, there's a couple of steps. Step one is we need to finish all the raw content. Step two is we need to then go ahead and edit the content down. Step three is we need to go ahead and format it in an aesthetically pleasing way that an individual can participate and have a progress and take tests and take everything on it. And then, is there a step four? And then step four is to go ahead and to insert the different premium offerings, because you got to remember, people on Udemy, and again, I'm just using Udemy, but I actually happen to really like it. I think it was a really good idea. They already have their credit cards stored on the app. Therefore, if we go ahead and offer them a platform and we go ahead and offer them the premium content, they don't need to actually do much thinking. They just say, okay, cool, bing, and it's done. Now, of course, that's not all going to go to us. Udemy will take a cut of it, blah, blah, blah. So we have to do the research. But the point being that research isn't going to take me like weeks. I could spend a day taking a look at which platform we're going to go on. But I just want to share, in terms of the confusion of RHINOHUB, I don't want anyone to think, oh, this is the finished product. It's so far from the finished product. But the finished product is not, it's not brainstorming away. It's labor away. And anyone from my team will tell you the same exact thing. I always say when we have a challenge, is it a problem solving challenge or is it a labor challenge? Because labor challenge, okay, this much time spent doing this will equal this result. That's easy. That's a math calculation. Problem solving is much more difficult. How do we do this? I don't know how long that's going to take to figure out, because you got to remember there might not even be a solution. So how long do you take trying to figure something out while knowing there might not even be a solution? When do you cut your losses? And when you cut your losses, what do you then do? Do you say, okay, well, let's just, how far back do you have to erase to go ahead and create a path that actually has solutions? This is not that. This is just a labor solution, which means once we complete the content, then I can edit it, then I could present it, then I could put it on a platform that makes sense. Also, within the RHINOHUB, the emails that go out to everyone have very simple, step 1, log onto your RHINOHUB, right? Step 2, open up your Salesforce trailhead, right? Like very simple stuff. Once we complete everything, then we're able to edit the videos to be congruent completely with any type of premium offerings we want to represent in the emails. So let's say day 11, we're talking about, I don't know, finances, right? Like this is how you get your bank account in order, you got to make sure, whatever. Well, it does stand to reason that that day we might go ahead and suggest Rhino Welt or Rhino Bucks, in which case those suggestions have to be in the email and have to be like very normalized, right? Like in step 11 or no, step 7, you qualify for our premium offering Rhino Wealth. Check it out. If you'd like to participate, we'll give you 14 days free, right? Stuff like that. The point being, if someone is in the program for 11 days and they're actually at the topic that is parallel to a premium offering, then it stands fair to reason that if they're in it for 11 days, they like us, they're happy, and if they're on this day, then they're going to be interested in checking out what's the super duper offer that is along the same lines. So once we go ahead and put all of that into the emails, again, it's automated after that, right? Like the email for person A on day 11 is the same email for person B on day 11. It's the same exact thing. And of course, as we go ahead and run those emails, we're going to learn, hey, listen, day 13 gets a lot of clicks, but day 9 doesn't get them. So we just improve and improve and improve. The point is, and I know I've said the point is 1,000 times, so maybe I will eventually get to a point, is that everything that's being done now is what is needed to go ahead and reach our goal. And our goal, as lavish as it once sounded, is within reach. Within the next 4 to 8 weeks, we're going to have RHINOHUB completely solved. And when it's completely solved, we're going to be able to run ads, whether it's on whatever platform, to individuals that share the same characteristics as the ones that are appreciating RHINOHUB and doing successfully. And again, I want to make sure that we know this. We're helping people. We're offering them something for free. We're not charging them to go ahead and personally teach them the careers of the future that they can attain right now at an entry-level salary that's 3 times higher than their current salary, and do it all within 1 month and owe us nothing for it. It is completely built that for the person that just wants to take advantage of us and use us for the education and tell us to kick rocks and walk away can do it. Because if that person can do that, then everyone else is very, very secure and very comfortable with what they choose to do. Because if someone knows they can do it all for free and definitely do it, then everyone else doesn't feel an anxiety or a caution of like, hey, someone's gonna steal my money somewhere, right? And again, we build the community and so much other stuff as well. So I guess what I'm trying to get to is do not mistake the ability to look behind the curtain and see how the car is made for what the finished product of the car would look like. It's completely different. In 4 to 8 weeks, we will have the version of the finished car. which means we will then go ahead and have ads running. We project that the cost per acquisition of a new member will be less than $1. We project that the revenue per new member per week will be over $2, which means every new member equals 200% net gain in return on investment every single week, which means that money gets reinvested into the platform to grow the membership number bigger and bigger and bigger. As the membership number grows bigger and bigger and bigger, the amount of members grow bigger. Well, the amount of members times the amount per member per week equals a larger number. That number is being reinvested, but that number's, when we say reinvested, we mean reinvested in the ads to continue growing the members, but also we want that reinvested within RHINO bucks so that we can go ahead and start distributing the investor coin. Once the investor coin starts getting distributed, that's the impetus. That's the beginning of the exhaustion of the coin. That means everyone's going to be holding their coin, which means when that is completed, then the coin that gets distributed is the reward coin that we did. So everyone has 100 or 10,000, whatever, right? So that gets distributed. After that gets distributed, the only coin that's left is the supply. Well, when the supply is done, well, now you have all the weeklies purchasing, all the investors with all their coin, all the people that had the reward coin with it, and there being no more coin on the market, no more supply. But there's still all those member accounts that are buying every single week, which means they're buying from other accounts that are holding, and everyone in RHINO has the same point of view. We all believe that we're all in it for the coin to go up. Therefore, what the pilot project numbers had shared with us was that a very small percentage, only 8% of RHINO even looks to sell any coin. So if you have 100% automatically buying at market price every week and only 8% selling on a level of 1 billion coins in existence, now you're where you need to be. So we project that to be in the next year. But the point being, we can see the next steps. They're all right in front of us. This isn't difficult anymore. We've already built what we've built. It's just getting there. So that's just kind of what I want to share with you. I do also think I have to do a better job with the emails, because I was thinking about it last night. So we've always sent everyone the same exact email. And the idea behind it, or at least the mission statement, has always been, we don't believe any one person should see something someone else doesn't. Okay, fine, that makes sense. The challenge is when we're sending out the emails every day that are completely designed to go ahead and bring on new RHINOHUB members, well, what about the members that are already in RHINOHUB? They're like, okay, I'm in. Why am I getting this email plus the emails from RHINOHUB every day? And what about the regular people in RHINO that have been here forever? Of course, some of them want to see that, but maybe the others are like, all right, I don't need to see this every day. So I do think I'm going to have to, those that are in RHINOHUB will not receive the daily RHINOHUB emails, the daily get into RHINOHUB emails. And if I do that, that means I have to make 2 emails a day. The ones that aren't in RHINOHUB, they get in RHINOHUB emails. And those that are, just kind of like, hey, this is what's going on today. This is what we're doing. These are update emails. So we're far from that. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. I would have to then do all the coding and everything for it, which sounds like, Anthony, it's not that difficult to do. In Salesforce it is. Like it is. In Kartra and ActiveCampaign, no, it's just don't send to this list. That doesn't exist in Salesforce. It's a big deal. So I'm just sharing some thoughts out loud. So that's where we're at. Again, new all-time high in RHINOHUB members. RHINO bucks is now over 213, but it is an all-time high in the liquidity pool. So again, when it comes to RHINO bucks, if you're looking to value it, you don't value it by the price of RHINO bucks, right? So for instance, if there was only one RHINO bucks in existence right now, it'd be worth $67,000. So you would look at it and say, oh my God, RHINO bucks is $67,000 a coin. That's really good. Well, no, it's the whole market is worth 67,000. So if you only have one coin, well, yeah, that one coin's worth it, but you can't do anything with it. So you always want to look at the market cap. The market cap, which is the liquidity pool of RHINO, hit an all-time high today. It's close to 68,000. And that might confuse some people because some people might say, well, Ant, the RHINO bucks used to be like 256, 260? How can it be a larger liquidity pool at a lower price? Well, like we said, when we went ahead and added more supply to the market, which effectively fortified, Rhino, but at the same time lowered the price because it was more coins on the market for the same amount of money. What happened was we added more coin onto the market. So when it brought it down to $2, it was the same market cap. It was the same amount of money that was in Rhino. We didn't sell any, we didn't take any out. We just put more coin in, which means the higher the price goes from here, it's always going to be higher than where it was because now you're moving at a higher price with more coin. There's more supply. That might sound a little confusing to some people. Getting broken audio, poor connection. Yeah, Abdul, I think, I mean, it might be others. In fact, our call is pretty much done now. The poor audio might be the fact that I have like a frog in my throat and I can't talk apparently. But thank you for letting me know, and I will check it before I put it up on the YouTube. But all right, let me get going. A ton of work to do today. I want to go ahead and actually spend a lot of time working on the salesmanship of the bot. Oh, I wanted to show you. Okay, I'll show it to you tomorrow because I'll have more updates on it anyway. So love everyone. Just wanted to share what we're doing and kind of give a little perspective to it. But we are on a 4 to 8 week timeline from where we are now to it actually being perfect. As far as perfect goes, right? Like we'll always keep updating it, but in terms of creating something that we now got to where we want it to be, that's 4 to 8 weeks. So absolutely love you, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Bye.